This hour on Chris 6 Sunrise, a federal judge steps in to stop the Corpus Christi City Council from removing the mayor. We're going to explain what happens next in this legal battle.
Plus, a local school board leader steps down from his position after admitting to a conflict of interest. We'll have details on what led to his resignation.
And a small plane crashes and catches fire near Corpus Christi International Airport. We're going to tell you what we know about the two people on board. Your Chris 6 Sunrise starts now. Hey there, folks. Good morning. Thank you so much for watching Chris 6 Sunrise, and thank you for waking up with the Hoffmans today. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. You know, it's always office winter, 365 days a year. But let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how our forecast is shaping up. Kind of opposite, inside and outside.
Absolutely. Much cooler in here, it feels like, but stepping outside, the humidity is high, the temperatures, they're mild, I'll say, but still definitely warm for a Tuesday morning. We are about 10 degrees above average for where we're supposed to be this time of year. That's thanks to all of the humidity that's been working in. Winds out of the southeast. We've been dealing with it for about a week, if not more now. As we're looking out there, you can see all of the cloud cover out overhead as we're heading out for the day, and temperatures in those lower 70s across the entire area. As we're looking at that almanac data from yesterday, we ended up hitting 87 degrees for our daytime high as we went through the day. 74 was that morning low, and that's pretty similar to where we should round out today. Might not get quite as warm as we're heading out there this afternoon, but either way, definitely not as warm as that record 96 we hit back in 1982. As we're looking from that studio sky cam, you can see the cloud cover overhead, and that's thanks to all of that moisture. Temperatures are in the 70s, about 73 degrees right now in Allison, same for Beeville as we're heading out there. Luckily, those winds keeping the visibilities nice and high as we're heading out for the day, and in terms of our dew points, like we talked about, all of them in the lower 70s, except for Beeville coming in at that 68 degree mark, but still nonetheless noticing it as we're heading through our entire Tuesday. Even into the afternoon, luckily we do start to clear up in terms of that cloud cover, about 84 degrees for our daytime high with partly cloudy skies, winds out of the southeast about 15 to 20 miles an hour for us, gusting upwards of 25 to 30 miles an hour at times. But as we're getting ready to head out for the day, let's take a look at that current traffic map so far. If you're heading on the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, not tracking any of those major slowdowns, luckily, and as we're looking at the major roadways here in Corpus Christi, more of the same, that good and green color that we like to see on the board. Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga all coming in the clear so far. So let's also take a little bit of a detour inland as we work our way. Good morning to neighbors up there in Beeville. So far, looking at your traffic flow, also that good and green color, but keep in mind, could run into just some of that stray drizzle as we're heading out for the day, but not expecting any puddling on the roadways. That better rain chance starts to work in as we're heading towards the weekend with our next cold front. I'll break that down a little bit more for you coming up in just a little bit.
Sounds good, Stephen. Thank you so much. A federal judge is blocking the Corpus Christi City Council from removing the mayor. Council members were set to meet today to discuss stripping Mayor Paulette Guajardo of her authority. A judge granted the mayor a temporary restraining order to stop any vote or action. Her attorney argues the removal process violates her right to due process. The lawsuit claims some council members cannot be impartial. The city must respond to the court by noon today. A federal hearing on the matter is scheduled for Wednesday morning.
So Corpus Christi Independent School District board member is stepping down from his leadership role. Marty Bell resigned as board vice president and left his committee assignment on Monday. He admitted to failing to disclose a conflict of interest. Bell voted on district contracts involving a flooring company where his sister-in-law is an executive. Bell remains on the school board and says that he will abstain from future votes involving the company. The board will choose a new vice president at a later meeting.
An investigation is underway this morning after a small plane crash near the Corpus Christi airport left 2 people seriously hurt. The plane went down along State Highway 44 just before 7:30 last night. According to FlightAware.com, the aircraft is registered to Splendid Aviation out of Victoria. Viewer video shows the plane caught fire after the crash. Officials say 2 people on board were critically injured. No word on their condition this morning.
The director of Camp Mystic says that he missed several weather warnings before a flood killed 27 people. Edward Eastland testified in court on Monday about the deadly July 2025 storm. He told a judge he did not see social media posts about the pending danger. Eastland also admitted that he slept through a flash flood text alert. Families of the victims are now suing the camp operators. Meanwhile, the camp is applying for a state license to reopen this summer.
The Corpus Christi Housing Authority has a new director. Ren Bass is taking over the agency after a period of controversy. The board fired former director Gary Alsop last September. That decision followed a Chris 6 investigation into $350 million in questionable housing deals. Residents are now looking for real change and more accountability.
It's due for transformation. It's due for an upgrade, and that's where I'll be working with the city leaders.
Bass says he's already working with city leaders to transform the agency.
So get ready for the 2026 Buck Days Driscoll's Children's Parade. You can watch all the fun live on KDF TV. Neighborhood news reporters, the Jadas, Jada Jenkins and Jada Strager, will host the event. The parade kicks off this Saturday morning at 10:30. You can also catch the live stream on christv.com. Well, it is 6:06, folks, on your Tuesday morning. Before you head out the door, meteorologist Stephen Jones has a look at your Monday forecast.
And still ahead, 2 congressmen are resigning over sexual misconduct allegations. We'll ask Strip's news group, Joe St. George, if more lawmakers could be next.
Welcome back, everyone. I know it's only Tuesday, but I'm always thinking ahead to the weekend, making sure it's going to be good for any good weekend plans.
Yeah, let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how our forecast is shaping up for the week. But let's start with today, shall we?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Well, good morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday so far as we're heading out there. Just a little bit muggy in the atmosphere as we're heading out. Dew points are in the 70s. Beeville holding on to about 68 degrees right now, but with all of that cloud cover overhead, we're holding on to a decent 74 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Also over there by the Laguna Madre as we're taking away at our JFK Causeway camera there, thanks to Matthews CCAC. Winds out of the southeast about 14 miles an hour right now, and with that blanket of cloud cover all overhead, all of us coming in the lower 70s. Let's take a closer look with our Chris 6 neighborhood weather network. Out on the south side, reading 75 degrees for Bent Trail Drive and Wind Willow Drive. Taylor's Way Court coming in at the cool spot at 74 degrees, and over on Flower Bluff, pretty similar, 74 on Graham Road, 75 degrees for Laguna Shores Road right now, and working just a little bit to the north there towards Rockport. Your temperatures across the board, 75 degrees there on Augusta Drive and Austin Street so far this morning. As we're looking at our dog walking forecast, today we've got Maximus Serrato on the board. He's right here from Nueces County and says his favorite place to take a walk anywhere around Corpus Christi, and that's a pretty good spot for it. Anywhere you want to pick. 9 a.m. 76 degrees. By 11 a.m. we're up to 80 degrees on the money, and also keep in mind those winds also increasing as we're heading through the morning hours. 10 to 15 miles an hour right now, closer to 20 miles an hour as we're heading out for lunch later this afternoon, and gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour for our peak gusts this afternoon. Walking you through the future tracker as we're getting ready to head out for the day, though, could run into some of that spotty drizzle once again for our Tuesday morning commute. Not going to amount to too much in terms of the rain gauges or any puddling on the roadways, unfortunately, but hopefully gets the grass blades wet, maybe keep them just a little bit greener as we're getting ready for that next better chance of rain as we head into the weekend. Keeping your eyes towards the north of your screen, if you saw those quick moving storms, looks like those could affect the northern portions of our watershed, which hopefully is still good news. There's drought up there as well, but more locally into the coastal bend, you see going into tomorrow morning, once again that rinse and repeat of just some drizzly activity as we're heading out for that Wednesday morning commute tomorrow also. That's all thanks to the abundant moisture in our atmosphere. The muggy meter just near the very humid category. Dew points are about 70 degrees like we talked about. By the weekend though, we've got a change up on the way. We see that cold front work in, and that's going to dramatically drop our dew points down into the dry category around that 50-degree mark. So going to start to dry out as we're heading into our Sunday. It's all a result of the upper level pattern, of course. Let's take a look at upstairs in the atmosphere. You can see those blues working into the central United States as we're heading into Friday and Saturday. That's going to be responsible for that cold front working across the Lone Star State as we're heading through Saturday night. And with the cool down on the way and the abundant moisture in our atmosphere, looks like it's going to pick up just enough of that moisture to kick up those rain chances. Here's how it's rounding out through the 7 days. You can see isolated categories through the next work week, we should say. Just some of that drizzle into the mornings that's not likely to amount to much. It picks up closer to 30 to 40% as we're heading into this weekend, so still not a total washout or a drought buster, but of course we're going to take every drop in the bucket that we can get. So on the 7-day forecast, 84, 85, 86 degrees. Take your pick into the afternoons, those partly cloudy skies and breezy winds, but that cold front going to drop us from the mid 80s to the lower 70s with some more scattered showers as we're getting ready to head into next week.
So political scandal is once again engulfing Washington. Two members of Congress are stepping down over sexual misconduct allegations. Texas Republican Tony Gonzalez and California Democrat Eric Swalwell plan to resign soon.
If they don't leave office voluntarily, they could face an expulsion vote on Capitol Hill. We are now joined by Scripps News Group Joe St. George to discuss the fallout.
Hey, good morning, Joe. Now, some people are calling this a reckoning and a second Me Too movement in Washington. Could we see more lawmakers resign in the coming days?
The answer is yes, and there's a reason, an obvious reason why you're hearing people call this Me Too 2.0 or a reckoning of sorts. Not one, but two members of Congress resigning within minutes of each other yesterday, all over sexual misconduct allegations. I think the newer scandal, if you will, involves the Democrat from California, from the San Francisco Bay Area, Eric Swalwell. Just a few days ago, the congressman, the Democrat, was considered a leading contender to be the next governor of California, America's largest state. That all came crashing down with multiple sexual assault allegations levied against him, allegations that he has since denied. On Sunday night, he suspended his campaign for governor. On Monday, he announced his intention to resign from Congress. A stunning development, a stunning fall from grace. Now, in Texas politics, the story that people in South Texas are talking about involves Congressman Tony Gonzalez. Now, for many, many months, he's faced accusations of sexual misconduct involving one former staffer who later died by suicide. Gonzalez has long maintained his innocence, but he announced his resignation after Swalwell announced his intention to resign yesterday as well. I just want to share what Tony Gonzalez said on social media, saying, "There is a season for everything, and God has a plan for us all. When Congress returns tomorrow," that's today, "I will file my retirement from office. It has been my privilege to serve the great people of Texas." One Democrat leaving, one Republican leaving. That does not change the margins or balance of power in the U.S. House. And as you alluded to at the top, we may not be done here. There's another Republican congressman from Florida, Corey Mills, also facing sexual misconduct allegations, calls to resign, and a Democratic congresswoman from South Florida, no sexual misconduct allegations against her, but she has been accused, in fact, could face criminal prosecution for allegedly mishandling disaster relief funds. So scandal here, scandal there, scandal seemingly everywhere, especially on the U.S. House side of this U.S. Capitol building and complex where I find myself in this morning, guys.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for adding some context to this story.
And we're looking forward to keeping up to date with you on any other potential fallouts very soon. You have a great day. All right, folks, it is 6:16 on the clock on your Tuesday morning. Coming up after the break, we actually won a statewide award for highlighting the Asian American culture right here in the Coast Bend. I say we, I mean Michelle and I.
Yes, and we want to share more stories next month, how you can help, plus
are AI investments paying off? Companies are pouring billions into AI, but most projects haven't gotten off the ground. I'm Scripps News Group business and tech correspondent Maura Barrett with a look at when big bets on AI actually deliver.
Welcome back, folks. So, some stories just don't get told enough.
Yes, over the past few years, we've been focusing on stories in your neighborhoods, the ones that don't always get the attention they deserve. And that work just received statewide recognition. Brian and I are honored to have earned Best Specialty Beat Reporting from the Texas Broadcast Association for the stories we've told side by side. Stories that highlight Asian American culture across the Coastal Bend and bring more voices to your screen.
I would have loved to see, growing up, more faces and folks who looked like me, spoke the same languages like me, maybe had the same eyes as me, even that, like in media or even on the news.
And with the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month coming up in May, we're already working on what's next. So if there's a story that you think that we should tell, we'd love to hear from you. Send us a message.
The introduction of generative AI tools has triggered a new era in the workplace.
What AI is doing is it's not only amplifying success if you do it right, but it's also amplifying failures.
In a 2025 survey from consulting firm McKinsey, almost every respondent said their organization is using AI, but 2/3 were still in the piloting stages.
It gets a lot of applause, it makes you feel good, but doesn't result in a real scalable top-line growth or a scalable efficiency.
AI transformation leader Mamta Chamarthi says too many businesses pour money into what she calls AI theater, or experimentation with limited results. She says technology isn't the problem, but how it's deployed.
I also see companies that are looking at an AI investment as one more tool that somehow magically is going to help them meet their strategy. But a tool will not automate your strategy. You need to start with your strategy first.
Right now, workers appear split on whether AI actually saves time. In a survey from Resume Now, 46% of workers say they are not confident that AI improves productivity.
The benefits largely depend on how effectively tools are implemented and used. So from leadership, there needs to be, clear expectations for AI usage, as well as training and support.
Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, in his annual shareholder letter, made the case for huge investments in AI, saying in part, AI is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He goes on to say, we're not going to be conservative in how we play this. Investors have questioned Amazon's aggressive AI spending plans. Tamarthi has this clear message for CEOs when it comes to rolling out AI.
Do not delegate AI strategy to your leaders. You have to take control of it. You need to be responsible for driving the strategy because AI strategy is your business strategy.
Maura Barrett, Scripps News Group.
All right, folks, it is 6:23 on the clock right there on your Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
The spring housing market is off to a sluggish start. Coming up on Sunrise, we'll explain why high prices and interest rates are keeping buyers and sellers away.
Now, say hello to your neighbors. This is your Chris 6 News Sunrise Shoutouts.
Hey, Chris 6 Sunrise team. We're students at Texas A&M University Kingsville, and we're serving on the executive board for Tamaqua-Thon. We hope our neighbors across Coastal Bend have a great day.
Hey, we want to say good morning to our neighbors at Texas A&M Kingsville. We hope you guys have a wonderful day as well. Folks, if you want to send us your own shout-out video, again, all you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen or go to our website, christv.com.
It's been a sluggish start to the spring housing market. Fewer people appear to be buying homes. Existing home sales dropped 3.6% month over month in March, according to the National Association of Realtors. And the sales slump is happening all over the country.
We just need more inventory to appear on the marketplace.
Lawrence Yoon with the National Association of Realtors says low inventory, high sticker prices, and high mortgage rates are turning away potential buyers.
Home prices are hitting record high levels. The affordability is clearly an issue.
The median existing home sale price in March is up from the year prior, more than $408,000, according to the NAR. So if you're putting down 20%, that means you would need more than $81,000 in cash. And as of last week, the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage was 6.37%, according to Freddie Mac.
We want people's income to be rising above the home price growth, but that can only happen once we have more supply.
Yoon says higher interest rates are also holding back homeowners from selling their homes because they likely bought their current home when mortgage rates were lower.
I thought the mortgage rate would be at 6% for most of this year, but given the global economic circumstances, I have raised the mortgage rate anticipation to 6.5%.
The good news is the spring housing market typically lasts through June, so Yoon says more homes are likely to come on the market. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
All right, folks, it is 6:27 on your Tuesday morning.
Coming up after the break, the president and the Pope are at war with words. How folks in the Coastal Bend are reacting. We'll be right back.
A small plane crashes and catches fire near Corpus Christi International Airport. We'll tell you what we know so far about the two people on board.
And President Trump taking on the Pope over the war in Iran. How people here at home are reacting, and the separate social media posts now sparking controversy.
Hey, for those of you just joining us, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for watching Chris 6 Sunrise, and thank you for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. You know what? We got to see how our day is looking. We always got to check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how our forecast is going on today.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, good morning.
Well, good morning, you guys. You know, we're looking pretty good as we're heading out for our Tuesday. Don't think we're going to need that jacket this morning, at least not outdoors. I know indoors can still be a little chilly, but heading outdoors, we are in those lower 70s. The humidity is pretty abundant right now. Dew points are in those 70s also, meaning if we didn't have that wind right now, we'd likely be seeing more of that fog developing out there. We're sitting at 73 degrees right now in Beeville. Port Aransas coming in at that 75-degree mark. Kingsville, good morning to you, coming in also at 74 degrees so far. And winds for all of us out of the southeast about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Like we talked about, keeping those visibilities nice and high that would otherwise likely be a little low with all of this moisture in the atmosphere. The only one of us not in the 70s for those dew points is Beeville, coming in at that 68-degree mark for the dew point so far. As we're rolling through the rest of our Tuesday, we're going to be back on the warm-up, of course. More of that cloud cover clearing out as we head into the afternoon, chasing about 84 degrees for our daytime high is my forecast for CCIA so far. Also a breezy one on the way once again. Out of the southeast, 20 to 25 miles an hour, gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour for those peak gusts so far. As we're heading through the work week ahead, can't rule out some of that isolated drizzle into the mornings, but as we're rolling into the weekend, that's where we start to see our next cold front approaching the area and seeing those rain chances starting to kick up across our neck of the woods. So as we're heading out for the day though, I want to just make you wary of where we're seeing that traffic flow, not tracking any of those major slowdowns so far, but maybe just giving yourself a couple extra minutes if you do run into some of that isolated drizzle out there this morning. Getting a closer look at our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga, all coming in as my favorite color so far. That good and green as we're heading out for our Tuesday morning. So let's take a little bit of detour inland. Good morning to neighbors up there in Beeville. Let's take a look at your traffic. Also my favorite color on the board, but like we talked about, could run into some of that spotty drizzle this morning, and that's just about for every morning commute as we head through the work week ahead. Like we talked about, we've got better rain chances on the way this weekend. I'll break down a little bit more about what you could expect if you're heading out to Sandfest coming up in just a little bit.
Sounds good, Stephen. Thank you so much. 2 people were injured after a small plane crashed near the airport. The single-engine plane went down along State Highway 44 just before 7:30 last night. According to FlightAware.com, the aircraft is registered to Splendid Aviation out of Victoria. Viewer video shows the plane caught fire after the crash. The Corpus Christi Fire Department says 2 people on board were critically injured. No word on their condition this morning. President Trump is refusing to apologize to Pope Leo over comments about the war with Iran.
Yeah, that's right. So the president criticized the Pope on social media this past weekend. Trump claimed that the Pope is terrible with foreign policy. Pope Leo says that he has no fear of the Trump administration. The Pope says that he's a peacemaker rather than a politician. He says that the 2 leaders simply have a different perspective on foreign policy.
The president's comments about Pope Leo has also caused some buzz among neighbors here at home.
Yeah, that's right. And here's what some had to say.
I don't think it's a good thing that he said that to the Pope. Just because I think that the president shouldn't be fighting with a religious figure, my opinion.
The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops is responding to the president's comments about the Pope. Archbishop Paul Cockley says he is disheartened by the disparaging words. He says the Pope is not the president's rival and is not a politician. Cockley says the Pope is the vicar of Christ who speaks from the truth of the gospel.
And as that back and forth with the Pope continues, President Donald Trump also defending a controversial image he posted on social media. And Trump posted the AI-generated picture shortly after his comments about Pope Leo XIV. In the image you saw there, Trump is glowing with hands on a sick man's forehead. The picture appears to depict Trump as Jesus, but the president says otherwise.
I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support, and only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better.
So some critics called the post blasphemous. The image was later removed without explanation.
Here in your neighborhood, get ready for the 2026 Buck Days Driscoll Children's Parade. You can watch all the fun live right here on KDF TV. Our very own Jada Jenkins and our new neighborhood news reporter, Jada Strayer, will host the event. The parade kicks off this Saturday morning at 10:30, and you can also catch the live stream on christv.com.
So it is 6:35 on your Tuesday morning. From a stop to removing the mayor from office to a plane crash that injured two. We've got you covered.
Here's what else is coming up in our 20 minutes of nonstop news and still ahead.
It's the 250th Sandiversary of the United States, and one event in Port Aransas is celebrating in style. I'm Drew Bishop with a look at the patriotic twist coming to this year's Sandfest.
A federal judge steps in to stop the Corpus Christi City Council from removing the mayor. We'll explain what happens next in this legal battle.
Plus, a local school board leader steps down from his position after admitting to a conflict of interest. We'll explain the votes that led to his resignation.
And a small plane crashes and catches fire near Corpus Christi International Airport. We'll show you what we know about the two people on board. Chris 6 Sunrise starts now.
Now, 20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Hey there, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news. So a federal judge is now blocking the Corpus Christi City Council from removing the mayor. Council members were set to meet on Tuesday to discuss stripping Mayor Paulette Guajardo of her authority. A judge granted the mayor a temporary restraining order to stop any vote or action. Her attorney argues that the removal process violates her right to due process. The lawsuit claims that some council members cannot be impartial. The city must respond to the court by noon today. A federal hearing on the matter is scheduled for Wednesday morning.
A Corpus Christi Independent School District board member is stepping down from his leadership role. Marty Bell resigned as board vice president and left his committee assignment on Monday. He admitted to failing to disclose a conflict of interest. Bell voted on district contracts involving a flooring company where his sister-in-law is an executive. Bell remains on the school board and says he will abstain from future votes involving the company. The board will choose a new vice president at a later meeting.
The Corpus Christi Housing Authority has a brand new director. Ren Bass is taking over the agency after a period of controversy. The board fired former director Gary Alsip last September. That decision followed a Chris 6 investigation into $350 million in questionable housing deals. Residents are now looking for real change and more accountability. Bass says that he is already working with city leaders to transform the agency.
2 people were injured after a small plane crashed near the airport. The single-engine plane went down along State Highway 44 just before 7:30 last night. According to FlightAware.com, the aircraft is registered to Splendid Aviation out of Victoria. Viewer video shows the plane caught fire after the crash. The Corpus Christi Fire Department says 2 people on board were critically injured. No word on their condition this morning.
Well, good Tuesday morning there, Coastal Bend. Taking a look at our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group. Saw this as a good sunrise yesterday. Thank you to Rose Ann Sanders for sending this one in over from South Bay Park. Just a gorgeous sunrise as it was coming up. Just what you'd expect from a Corpus Christi morning, if you ask me. If you see any good sunrises like this one, hopefully you go in and take a quick picture submitted to our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group. Could also see your photo featured on one of our broadcasts. As we're kicking off our Tuesday morning, though, here's a look at our Laguna Madre sky cam. Thanks to Matthew CCAC, sitting at 74 degrees out there. Winds out of the southeast 10 to 15 miles an hour. So luckily not any of that fog to contend with this morning, but still holding on to some of that cloud cover overhead. In terms of our current temperatures, lower 70s across the board. Might not even need that jacket as we're heading out for our Tuesday morning. Beeville coming in at 73 degrees with the warm spot. Port Aransas sitting at 75. San Diego, Alice, you're both waking up to about 73 degrees also this morning. And as we're getting ready for that school day forecast, that's where we should be this morning. Those lower 70s across the board with a good amount of cloud cover overhead. More of that clears out as we're heading into the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies expected, but once again, another breezy one. Winds out of the southeast 20 to 25 miles an hour, maybe even seeing some of those peak gusts pushing 30 miles an hour at times. But walking you through the future tracker with all of this abundant moisture in the atmosphere, can't rule out just a couple of those stray drizzle spots this morning. Not really going to amount to even showers out there, or probably not any puddling on the roadways, but Still, maybe just enough to get a little bit of the windshield wet, and maybe the grass blades, hopefully keep them just a little bit greener than they would otherwise be. As we're heading into the afternoon, expecting those daytime highs pushing the 90-degree mark for areas towards Duval County. Here in Corpus Christi, I'm forecasting about 84 degrees for our daytime high and just about 80 on the money as you're working towards the coast there in Rockport. Going into tonight, we could see some of those storms off towards the northwest. Not for here in the coastal bend, but if you noticed off towards the northwest and far northern portions of the watershed, I should say, could affect portions towards up there, which they're also dealing with that drought, which would hopefully mean some good news for us. But here closer to home around Corpus Christi and the coastal bend, once again, just that drizzly activity as we're heading out for that Wednesday morning commute tomorrow. But we are tracking our next decent rain chance as we head into the weekend. Let's take a trip upstairs in the atmosphere as we're looking at the upper level pattern. You see these next blues working into the central United States by Friday into Saturday. That's our next upper level trough, that low pressure system. That's going to be responsible for a cold front that treks across the Lone Star State by Saturday night into Sunday, and that's where we see our rain chances pick up just a little bit. Through the next 7 days, holding on to that isolated activity right now. By the time we're heading into the weekend, that's where that cold front works in Saturday into Sunday. Still not a total washout or drought buster, but hey, 30 to 40% for that rain chances. We'll still take every drop in the bucket that we can get. In terms of those rainfall total estimates, right now sitting around 1/4 of an inch or so for the coastal bend, but like we talked about, northern portions of the watershed line could get a more decent drink of rainfall, which would still be good news we all needed across the Lone Star State right now. Now for our 7-day forecast, 84, 85, 86 degrees with partly cloudy skies into the afternoons. You take your pick. It's looking like a pretty good week. Definitely going to notice the moisture each day out there, though. By the time we're heading into the weekend, that's where the big changeup is on the way. Still 86 degrees by Saturday, down to 71 by the time we're heading into Sunday. So keep in mind, if you're heading out to Sandfest, might see some of those scattered showers into Sunday, and that takes us into the start of next week.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Appreciate it. So the war with Iran is driving up gas prices at the pump. The national average now more than $4 a gallon. AAA says the prices are up more than $1, I should say, since the United States and Israel attacked Iran. 5 states currently have averages near or above $5 a gallon. Those states include California, Hawaii, my native state, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington. And of course, we're still feeling those gas price impacts here at home too. According to Gas Buddy, prices are a little bit different. $4.10 is the average nationally, up by 7 cents since last week, or down by 7 cents last week, I should say. Still up by 1.14 since the war began. Texas, $3.77. We are down by 9 cents since last week, still up 1.21 since war began. Corpus Christi also saw a drop, though. It's now sitting at $3.79, down by 20 cents since last week. Good news there, but we are still up by a whole $1.23 since the war began. With these prices expected to only increase with the escalation in the Middle East, we want to see how it's affecting some of our neighbors.
A lot, definitely a lot. We have 3 cars, so with the 3 cars, it's a truck and 2 other cars, forget it.
We go through a lot of gas on our trailer too. We go through more gas than we went through all this year.
And of course, I'll continue keeping track of those gas prices here at home and nationally, so you can find that info on our website. That's christv.com.
A 25-year-old man is behind bars after a string of apartment break-ins targeting women. Police arrested Jamil Harris early Sunday morning at the Puerto Del Mar apartments. Officers used drone video to watch him jump a balcony wall and try to open a sliding glass door. Investigators say he is connected to more than a dozen break-ins on the south side dating back to 2024. Police are now working with the district attorney to file more charges.
And residents of the Puerto Del Mar apartment complex are still encouraged to secure their sliding doors and maintain safe habits, something we should all do. So I decided to demonstrate how it can be done affordably. Take a look. So since all of these burglaries had to do with sliding glass doors, and as a victim of a sliding glass door burglary myself, I thought I'd show you a couple of budget-friendly ideas to make sure that your home or apartment is safe and secure. Let's start off with a trip to your local Lowe's. First things first, you gotta measure your doorway. So you're gonna wanna measure your doorway where it opens. Make sure that the door is completely closed and measure from the very back inlet to where the door is. Don't worry if you're an inch short, but you don't want to be too long. Right here, I'm at 32 inches. Remember, just like your dad used to say, measure twice, so you only have to cut once. And then you take your perfectly measured piece of wood or dowel and you slap it on into place, and you'll notice no matter how hard I try, can't open the door because the dowel is in the way. Now, they do have some other options if you don't want to cut one yourself, like these guys, which come customized, and you can adjust the length depending on how big your door actually is. And for the extreme budget-friendly option, it is the sliding window sash lock. The way these things work is they attach onto the very bottom corner of your sliding glass doorway. Once that's secured in, the door is not going anywhere. And those are just a couple of budget-friendly items to make sure that you and your family are safe securing those sliding glass doors.
Always good to know. Big changes are coming to the Calallen area. Several new businesses are moving into a new retail development center. Academy, Olive Garden, and Longhorn Steakhouse are all opening new locations. Many residents are excited about the new dining and shopping options, but some neighbors worry the growth could change the small town feel of the area.
I know that some people want to try and keep it that smaller, small town feel. However, those type of businesses that come in, they not only give us job growth, they give us the taxation. They also bring in the need for more housing.
Construction on the new Academy store is already underway. Crews expect to start building the 2 restaurants by the end of May.
It's the largest native sand sculpture competition in the entire country, and it's all happening in our backyard. I'm Drew Bishop, and I rode along with the board president of Texas Sandfest, who tells me this year is all about stars, stripes, and of course, sand.
Meet Ilya Filimonsev.
They are founders of America. I think these guys who signed Independence Declaration,
He comes from Russia, where he studied sculpture at the Moscow Academic Art Institute. But he's getting a U.S. history lesson at this year's Texas Sandfest.
Washington, second is Jefferson, Adams, and Madison.
There are only about 500 professional sand sculptors in the entire world. Ilya is one of them. He also sculpts materials like snow and ice. This week, he's lending his talents to the biggest native sand sculpting competition in the country. And he's not the only one talented with sand on the shores of Port A.
These are all sculptors that come from all over the world. We have 2 from Russia, Mexico, all the United States, Canada.
Board President Tim Park says this year's theme is celebrating 250 years of the United States.
That's why you see fireworks behind everything and, patriotic themes throughout.
About 30,000 people attended the nonprofit event last year, and Park says he expects the same, if not more, this year.
What would you tell somebody who's never been to Sandfest that they should expect, walking in these gates this weekend?
Be very impressed with the masters and the sculptures. You're going to see things that are just unbelievable, how talented these people are.
But for Ilya, he just hopes his work can help inspire the next generation of sand artists.
I hope some kids can see something similar, just to try some art, I think this very good, very positive emotion.
Gates open this Friday at 9 a.m. for Sandfest. For more information on how to get tickets, you can visit our website, christv.com. Reporting from Port Aransas, I'm Drew Bishop for Chris 6 News.
He always looks like he's having a great time. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. So high prices and inflation are changing how families talk about money. What used to be a taboo topic is now becoming regular table talk, as it should be. A new survey from Intuit shows 81% of parents are using today's financial stress to teach their kids about dollars and cents. 79% say that they are more transparent about finances than their own parents were. Experts say moms and dads are using simple moments to explain how money works.
They're finding just everyday real world examples to that they can use to start conversations. That could be as simple as we're going to the grocery store and we need to talk about wants and needs.
So experts say that these young kids are already earning income and developing brand loyalty well before high school.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
Starting off this list, 2 United States congressmen are resigning amid separate scandals. Texas Republican Tony Gonzalez plans to file his resignation on today, I should say. He's under investigation for an affair with an aide. California Democrat Eric Swalwell announced his resignation on Monday. He denies accusations of sexual assault.
The director of Camp Mystic says he missed several weather warnings before a flood killed 27 people. Edward Eastland testified in court on Monday about the deadly July 2025 storm. He admitted he slept through a flash flood text alert. Families of the victims are now suing the camp operators. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is joining direct talks between Israel and Lebanon today. The State Department meeting will focus on broader security and Lebanese sovereignty. Ambassadors from both nations will lead their delegations. Analysts say that this is the highest level direct meeting since 1993. Disgraced movie mogul Harry Weinstein is back in a New York courtroom. Jury selection is underway for his sexual assault retrial. His previous conviction was overturned nearly 2 years ago. Prosecutors say they will present fresh evidence and testimony to the jury. The family of a slain Corpus Christi business owner is hosting a memorial walk tonight. Mustafa Bingaman was killed during a robbery at his store 12 years ago today. The Walk of Remembrance starts at 7 tonight over at Ben's Community Market on Ayer Street. The free event honors all victims of violent crime. The Corpus Christi Hooters is closed for a second time. A note on the door says the restaurant shut down on Sunday. The closure follows the company filing for bankruptcy earlier this year. The location just reopened last June after a fire in 2021. Never been, so. Yeah, me neither, actually. Well, you know what? It is time for a full look at our forecast.
That's my favorite time of the show.
Yeah, it is.
You know, good morning to you guys. We're shaping up for a pretty nice Tuesday morning so far. Probably not even needing the jacket outside the door. Maybe still indoors for some of us as we're heading out for our Tuesday. So as we're heading through the next week, though, don't want to put it too far in the closet either way. We're tracking that next cold front on the way. That's actually going to cool us off, it looks like, as we're heading into the weekend and luckily kick up another rain chance for us. But as we're getting ready to hit those roadways, let's take a quick look at our traffic flow map. Right now, if you're hitting the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, not going to run into any issues, and really the same goes for our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga, all coming in the clear out there. So let's take a little bit of a detour inland. Good morning to neighbors in Kingsville. Looking at your traffic flow, only just a minor slowdown as you're working into downtown there, but other than that, my favorite color back on the board, that good and green color so far. Just keep in mind, could see a couple spots of that drizzle as we're heading out into the morning. In terms of those drive times, downtown to the island 23 minutes, Portland to downtown 10 minutes, Cal Island to downtown 13 minutes, all in that good and green traffic flow like we talked about, of course. But let's go ahead and look at the weather out there. 70s as we're waking up to for our Tuesday morning across the board. 73 in Beeville right now. Kingsville coming in at that 74 degree mark, with Hebbronville off to the southwest reading 72 degrees. And in terms of visibilities, nice and high as of right now. That's all thanks to those winds out of the southeast, about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Also thanks to those winds out of the southeast, dew points in the 70s and upper 60s out there. Something you're likely to notice as we're stepping outside for our Tuesday, but we will be back on the warm up this afternoon and see that cloud cover leaving us also partly cloudy skies and a breezy afternoon, about 84 degrees for our daytime high out there, and not too much rain in terms of the rain gauges today. Expecting just those rain chances to remain towards the stray category, even towards our overnight hours. Like we talked about though, as we're going through the 7-day forecast, we do have another rain chance on the way for us. We're going to see those daytime highs still the mid 80s pretty much all week long, but that cold front by Saturday night puts us down from 86 degrees on Saturday to the lower 70s for Sunday, and those scattered showers look like they're going to be taking us into next week, so something to keep in mind if you're heading out to Sandfest this weekend.
Hey, Steven, so the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is ready to welcome its newest members. 18 artists are getting that nod this year. Several categories included in this one, too. Sade, Luther Vandross, Wu-Tang Clan, Billy Idol, and Oasis will go into the hall as performers. Celia Cruz and Queen Latifah are receiving the Early Influencer Award. Legendary show host Ed Sullivan is getting honored as a non-performer for his impact on the culture. And the induction ceremony is scheduled for November 14th in Los Angeles. About time Oasis and the Wu-Tang Clan get in there, right?
Yeah, not too bad. What about you, Michelle? Are you a fan?
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually know some of the names on there, so I'm just proud of myself. I don't know lyrics, I don't know a lot of celebrities, but I know some of them on there.
Yeah, I will say I didn't know Sade was actually spelled that way, so I had to ask my producer about that. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, folks. We'll see you later on tonight.